So I want to start off our community calm this morning with just a little pre-game, I call it. We're going to take 60 seconds, a minute of stillness, a minute of calm, which is a really beautiful practice that you can interject anytime throughout your day. And sometimes we discount the benefit of just a small pause, like 60 seconds. But 60 seconds with intentional focus on your breath. So let's start right there, and then we'll come out of that and proceed. So I invite you to close your eyes. I have a little clock right here I can watch. And with your eyes closed, just think of this as just preparing your mind and your body. So as the eyes close, or simply look downward with a soft gaze, see if you can meet up with the breath and recognize an inhalation, feel it come in, and recognize the exhalation. And as you breathe in, see if you can sustain your awareness for the full duration of the inhale. And as you breathe out, see if you can sustain your duration of attention through the whole exhalation. I'll watch the clock here. You just get lost in your breath. And then slowly begin to open your eyes. And now we're all starting from the same place, a nice place of calm. So the theme today is kindness. And I love this saying that says, kindness is more than deeds. Kindness is an attitude. It's an expression. It's a look, a touch. It's anything that lifts another person up. And I think we could use a little bit more kindness in our world today. And so I know everyone on this call, and I think of myself, we can be keepers of kindness. We can really be aware of opportunities to sprinkle kindness around. And the Dalai Lama says that his religion is kindness. And he says also that we neglect the importance of affection in our world, that we continue to learn so much about the brain and the intellect, which is important, but we often ignore the heart, the intelligence of the heart. And he says we can send a man to the moon, but we often step over a homeless man in the middle of the street. And so we're neglecting our heart intelligence. So there's a woman, maybe you're familiar with her. She's a doctor, Dr. Joan Borisenko. I believe years ago, I know she was here in Cedar Rapids. I heard her speak at like the Mercy Hospital or something, and she was one of the pioneers in mind-body medicine, Joan Borisenko. And she's a famous author as well. And she tells the story of meeting the Dalai Lama. And she said that it had a lasting effect on her. She interviewed him. And she said, during that interview, I never felt so seen and so heard. He just exuded kindness and compassion. She said, I'll never forget it. It changed me. And then she said, flash forward a year later, and she was in a pedestrian mall in Boulder, Colorado. And she saw this homeless man approaching her for a handout. And she said, my mind instantly went to that place of, oh, why doesn't he just go get a job? You know, instantly to that place of judgment, instantly to that place of closing down. And then the memory of meeting the Dalai Lama flashed in her mind, like, he was so kind and compassionate. Why can't I just extend that kindness to this man? And so she did. And she said, I decided to ask him his name, and I decided to ask him, what turn in your life took you to this point where you're panhandling on a cold day here in Colorado? And she learned that his name was John, and that in the 1960s he was 18 and he signed up to serve his country. It was brave and idealistic. And he watched his friend die in his arms, and he watched so much other death around him during that time. And he came back, and he's been in treatment off and on, and none of it helps. And he lives in a shack outside of town, and one day a week he comes in to ask for money to help buy provisions. And she said, as I sat there with him and listening to his story, she said, I thought of my own son. This man was some mother's son. And so for a moment, I touched his hand, and we just looked into each other's eyes, two humans. And I just said, John, I'm so sorry. And that was a point of heart intelligence, of deep compassion that she extended, where she could have gone the opposite direction. And compassion is the great equalizer. The author Stephen Levine says this. He says, pity is when your fear touches another person's suffering. But compassion is when your love touches another person's suffering. Pity leaves you feeling raw and empty, but compassion leaves you feeling full and peaceful. So a beautiful teaching. I've enjoyed this teaching over the years, and I always think of that when I start to go to that place of judgment or closing down. And I would love to meet the Dalai Lama someday. Maybe some of you have, but it would be interesting to see someone that just so exudes this all of the time. So let's go into our meditation now. And if you need to adjust your body to be comfortable, please do that. And I would just recommend when you meditate, just that you sit up. And if you need support for your back, it's great. Lean back on support if that helps you. Place your feet on the floor if possible, unless you're sitting cross-legged and that feels more comfortable for you. So just take a moment to situate and maybe turn your cell phone on airplane mode and see if you can eliminate any other distractions. But if they pop up, that's part of the experience as well. So now that you have made yourself comfortable, we're going to dive into our meditation where we really check in with the idea of heart intelligence and kindness in ourselves. So I invite you to close your eyes or simply look downward with a soft gaze. So taking a moment to drop in, maybe a few full breaths. With an exhale, a sigh out. Make it audible. And take a moment to honor the transition of going from your outer world to your inner world this morning. How are you feeling today? Asking yourself that question just with sincere inquiry, just like you would ask a good friend. How are you doing today? How are you feeling? And now I invite you to set an intention for this practice and set an intention for today. And that intention is about kindness. It's simply to be kind. May be kind to yourself and to others, which means being mindful of the language that we're using, being mindful of our reaction to people and situations. Take a moment to steep in that. My intention for the day is to be kind. Now turn your attention to your breath. Receive a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Again, deep cleansing breath in as you're ready. And slow release it out. Again. Allow the breath to return back to its natural state. And as you're breathing, visualize that you're inhaling a peaceful, positive energy that's all around you. And you're bringing it in with each breath. Peaceful, positive energy. And as you exhale, visualize that you are releasing any tension, any anxiety, any constriction or pain that you might be holding in your body or in your mind. So the inhale brings in peaceful, positive energy. The exhale is a letting go of tension, pain, anxiety. I want you to see that leaving your body through your breath. If it's helpful to sigh it out more, do that. And to more deeply relax your body, use the power of visualization today. Visualize or imagine a beautiful white light coming in through the crown of your head, moving in from above. And you see this light moving down behind your eyes, relaxing all of the muscles around your eyes, moving down into your cheeks and down into your jaw, releasing any tension. And then see and feel this white light moving into the back of your neck, relaxing the muscles of your shoulders. And it's pouring down through your biceps and triceps, down into your elbows and forearms, into your wrists, all the way down to your hands and your fingers, filled with white light, filled with a sense of ease. And now you see and feel that light move to the back of your body, relaxing your upper back, releasing your middle back, relaxing your lower back and down into the buttocks. And you feel your seat get heavier. And your entire back now is completely and totally relaxed. And now the light moves to the front of the body, softening the big muscles of the chest, moving down into the abdomen. Now you see this beautiful white light pouring into your entire torso, illuminating all of your internal organs, as well as detoxifying and relaxing. Just envision this. You see and feel the light move into your hips and down your legs, relaxing the hamstrings and the quadriceps, your knees, your shins, your calves, your ankles, all the way down to your feet and your toes. And now this beautiful protective light starts to encircle the outside of your body as well. You just feel yourself floating in this halo of light, knowing that no harm can come through this light, only goodness, only positive, loving energy. Now that you're completely relaxed from the top of your head to the tip of your toes, it's easy for you to visualize with perfect clarity. I want you to visualize yourself going through this day with kindness on your mind, making time for kindness, being kind to others, choosing kind thoughts, choosing kind words, and especially being kind to yourself. Being very aware of what language you're using with yourself to talk to yourself and to talk about yourself. Today you find it really easy to sink into being kind. We're going to take this next little bit of time in stillness and silence. Just allow yourself to float in this feeling of total well-being. I'll meet you on the other side of the silence. Whatever happens in the silence, just be kind to yourself. So now I want to ask you to bring your consciousness back to your body, back to the room you're in, or back to the couch or whatever you're sitting on. And just take a nice deep breath in through your nose and sweetly out through the mouth. Feel your state of being. Feel the effects of the meditation and extending kindness to yourself. May we go out into this day thinking about kindness. And slowly, as you're ready, start to open your eyes and just look downward with a soft gaze for a few moments. And may you remember that kindness is more than deeds. It's an attitude, it's an expression, it's a look, a touch, a smile. It's anything that lifts another person up. May we be keepers of kindness. And as one meme says, kindness is free, sprinkle that shit everywhere. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'll meet up with you again next week, and that may or may not be our last one. I'll just see if people want to continue on. I would love to continue this. And also, for those of you who have had many questions about meditation, I'm working on an online meditation course that will be coming out in early fall. I'm really excited about it. I might be teaching it in person, but for sure it will be online, and it's kind of a culmination of all the different styles of meditation that I've learned, and I'm really, really excited. So I'll keep you abreast of that. Excuse me. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them, and have a fantastic week, everyone. Make your own sunshine today, and remember to be kind. Spread that out into the world. Blessings to you all.